flag to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jack.
What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap. Now, I didn't get to do mine last night, man, on such an epic game. I didn't miss the game, however. It was a great game, man, and I'm super excited to bring you guys this recap. I was over at Profanity Nation podcast last night. Right after the game, we went live at 8:30 Pacific time. So definitely go check that out. It's in the community section of this YouTube channel, all right? Wow. The Lakers, baby, we are back in full swing. How y'all feeling this morning? I know Laker fans are feeling 10 times better after the first win in two preseasons, right? We break a 9-game losing streak. Not that it matters, it's preseason, but it's the little things that we're about to break down that mattered, man. We beat them. We're missing against 7 players at least. They had all their players except Draymond, and we came out here and we put on a show, baby. Shout out to Matt Ryan, okay, who might have just earned himself a roster spot after last night's game. Now, I was skeptical about the kid. He showed us one good performance the previous game, and I was like, I got to see more. Shout out to Chapito. He called it. He said, we got ourselves a shooter. But I needed to see more, and boy, did he show us more. My man went 6 for 9 from beyond the arc for 20 points off the bench. Sniper, pure shooter, soft touch. Listen, this is the type of guy we've been looking for. All right, another gem from the G League, Matt Ryan. And here's the thing, he's 6'7", right? So he could be our 3-and-D wing, hypothetically speaking. Not saying that he's a defender or anything like that, but he could develop into that, okay? Somebody said Kyle Korver 2.0. I like that comparison, Hoodie. I definitely like that comparison because he was catching and shooting, and he was on fire, and we were feeding him the rock. And this is what I like about this new offensive system is we move the ball. We truly move the rock, and it's beautiful to watch. But overall, man, great team effort. It was a gunslinger type of game. You know, there was good defense, but it was a lot more offense than anything. And so very proud to say we got our first dub. And not only Matt Ryan, though, we also got to talk about Anthony Davis. All right. Or what were they calling him? Day-to-day Davis or something like that. Listen, this dude is I told y'all, if he's healthy, he's gonna be elite. All right, 28 points in 21 minutes. Oh, peasy, baby. And he had a block, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, I'm not surprised, though. I'm not surprised. I've been telling people to put some respect on my man AD's name, man. My boy said, Max Anderson said, Dan, do you prefer Matt Ryan over Cole Swider? I like them both, but Matt Ryan so far has shown, during a crucial preseason game going up against starters that he can snipe. And so I like what he did last game. But you can't really compare them because if my boy Cole Swider ever turns it on again, then we're going to be very excited with him. I was making jokes about him on Twitter and all that, but it's all in good fun. Let's hope that he finds his shooting stroke back, because if not, listen, this Matt Ryan kid, man, he has a better arm than the Matt Ryan from the NFL right now. Like, this man really out here sniping, man. As soon as he caught the ball, he was letting it go, and you love to see it because that's exactly the type of shooter we need. But listen, I do want to talk about the Lakers, man, and their team play. I think this play right here pretty much sums up how well they've been playing. I want to show it to you guys on the screen. Check this out.
Reeves play. Watch.
Austin Reeves.
Looks like he's going to go back.
Look at this figure. Boom.
And he goes to the rim.
My good. Yo, he caught him slipping. Steph Curry, no smoke. Check this out.
That's just a nice looking play.
There he goes. Nice. Individual play has been phenomenal, but team play has been even better. Okay, team play has been great. Like, we've been letting our defense lead us into our offense, right? And that's something we couldn't say last season at all. That's something we could not say last season, and I'm very excited for this Laker team. I told you guys, even without the win yesterday, before that, I liked in the direction we were heading, but I feel especially great after the win. Again, here's what I mean by defense leading us into the offense. Check out Juan Toscano here with the block. Bang. All right, we get on transition. The rookie head up. Nice transition pass. AD drop step. Dump off. Yes, sir. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about when I say team defense leading to team offense. You got to love it, Laker Nation. If you're not excited about this Laker team, I don't know what to tell you, because we look well-rounded. And here's the thing, though. We haven't even got to talk about the bench yet. All right, Kendrick Nunn. How much smoke do they want? None. Okay, because this guy's coming off the bench. He hasn't missed a beat. I told you guys, if he's healthy In Miami, he reminded me of a poor man CJ McCollum. Well, right now he's looking like a rich man CJ McCollum, man. Right here, he's the combo guard we've desperately been wanting for years. I know I said that about Malik Monk last year, but it was also true. But this year, looks like we're going to get the total package. Kendrick Nunn, offense and defense, somebody who can create off the bench or start. And he's somebody I really look forward to this season. I think he's going to be phenomenal. And not only him, Lonnie Walker came off the bench too. I mean, Kendrick Nunn had 21 points in 25 minutes with 7 assists and 4 rebounds. So dude is a beast, all right? He did all this in 25 minutes. And then Lonnie Walker in 23 minutes, 14 points, 4 assists. Another guy who can break down the defense, get into the teeth of the defense, create for himself or his teammates. And I love so far what this team has done. And mind you, we're no LeBron James, no Russell Westbrook, no Patrick Beverly, no problem. Lakers still got it done. And that's what I mean by a coach who can maximize the potential of his players. All right, coach is bringing the best out of everybody. So I'll take a couple questions now, but I love what I saw last night, man. I couldn't wait to get on this post-game recap with you guys. Again, if y'all didn't see my profanity podcast appearance last night, that's where I was. That's why I was not able to bring you guys this post-game, but I was itching to come on here live, man. I couldn't wait. He said, yo, Dan, what's up? Yeah, I believe that Matt Ryan needs the opportunity to get his defense to an NBA level because the kid can shoot lights out once he gets a chance. 110% agree with you, Ricky. Look, here's the thing, right? From the moment this man checked in the first couple of games, he was slinging. Now, it wasn't always falling, right? He went like 1 for 3 his first game. Next game, he did a little bit better. But this is what I wanted to see, right? The fearlessness. Every time he comes out there, we need somebody who's not afraid to shoot, make or miss, the confidence. But the stroke, he has a nice one, okay? Somebody said Kyle Korver. I like the comparison. If he can be like some version of that type of player, man, we really got ourselves one right there. Not just him, Austin Reeves. I like the way he's been playing the stats. Again, offensively, not always going to show up, but the defense, the playmaking, all of that. You know, I like what he's been doing. This whole team in general, so far to start off, it looks like we've bought in. Again, look, last night was a great example. Listen, they were playing this full strength except for Draymond. We're missing like 7 key players, right? Jordan Poole didn't miss a beat. Looks like the hit didn't hurt him. Dude is out here 23 minutes, 25 points. Killed us. Steph Curry, 24 points in 25 minutes. So they had their dogs out there, right? They had their dogs for the most part. They're also missing Klay Thompson, but that's per usual with them. He usually doesn't play preseason games like that and stuff like that. But look, listen, we outshot the Golden State Warriors from beyond the arc. We shot 43%, 17 for 39. They shot 33%, 13 for 39. So what does this tell me, guys? Again, I've been talking about this. They say three-point shooting is our weakness. I agree to a certain degree, because if defense, just like the bubble team, if we can play some good defense, get out in transition, some of those threes are going to fall, right? And then if you have players like Matt Ryan who can knock down shots, even better for the floor spacing purposes. Now, I hope that Cole Swider comes along and he starts knocking down shots. But listen, Kendrick Nunn is another good three-point shooter. We've seen enough. We've seen 3 games of him lights out from beyond the arc. Not only that, he's a great ball handler, and he's very savvy and crafty and knows how to create for himself and others. And Lonnie Walker surprised me with a couple of threes to start last game as well. So, and not to mention his shot looks a lot better. You guys will be lying if you say that. I told you guys, there's no way he lost his skill set. Like people were saying, he's not even a good shooter, this, and that. Before the injuries, this dude was shooting really good, above average for a big man. And last night, what do you have? Like 3 3-pointers as well. And he was stepping right into them. He was basically coming up with all the confidence in the world and letting that thing fly. So that's what I want to see from Anthony Davis, man. I loved it. My boy Craig says Matt Ryan might be the 3-point shooter we're looking for. We'll see the next 2 games. I agree. And Darvin Ham said he might have earned himself a job. So I'm always rooting for people to get a job, man. I mean, that's very exciting when somebody wasn't on your radar. All of a sudden, he is. Now, he has to keep showing it the last couple games, but I am excited for the potential of adding a shooter like him. We haven't had one. And who was the last good, consistent shooter we had? And I think we only had him for like about half of the season, was Ben McLemore a couple seasons ago, right? When we lost in the first round to the Suns. Ben McLemore was a consistent shooter. He would come off the bench and snipe it. Can this guy be that? To be determined, but I like what I saw last night for sure. 6 for 9 from beyond the arc. Phenomenal. But yeah, I love it. He says Schroeder will be amazing in this system. I can't wait. That's just the thing, man. We haven't talked enough about it. Our bench is probably going to be elite this season. All right. As excited as I am for the starting lineup, that bench is going to be nice. And y'all saw what my boy Thomas Bryant did last night, right? I keep telling you guys, he's a winner, man. He's somebody who's going to give you effort, always plays hard. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists in only 12 minutes. All right. And these were crucial buckets at times. I love what that kid brings to the table as well. And he might be coming off the bench this year. So you got to be excited for the potential of this team, not just the starting lineup, but like I said, the bench, right? He said, Matt Ryan reminds me of Bojan Bogdanovic. Oh, we getting the high praise this morning from my man, Matt Ryan. So hopefully he's tuning in because, yeah, he's getting high praise, and you love to see it. Again, a kid who was in the G League last year. I think he played for the Knicks G League team, played a little bit of summer league. He's still relatively young, and he's looking to scratch and make, find a niche for himself. And shooting is always welcome in the league, especially for a team like the Lakers who can use some of that floor space. And we got plenty dribble, drive, penetration type guards. Now, if we can get a wing who can shoot threes, my goodness. Blessing from above. What up, Tasia? She said, I like Matt, #keeper. Oh, yeah. We all like Matt, especially after last night. Very, very excited. And even in the Profanity podcast I joined last night, we have fans leaking over there talking about that, even though it was off the topic. But I love it, man. Laker Nation always passionate, and he brought it. He brought it, man. He brought it like he needed to. Maybe he would have got cut this morning if he don't bring it like that. But I'm glad he brought it because now we get a second look at him. And I can't wait for Wednesday's game. I think we're going to get our first glimpse at an almost fully healthy Lakers squad. Now, there's an update on Troy Brown Jr., and it's not a good one. That back injury seems to be worse than we initially thought. They haven't even ramped him up for full contact practice yet. So we might not even see him for the start of the season. But we are so deep that it's the next man up. And I wish him a speedy recovery. Can't wait to see what he brings to the table. But listen, we haven't talked enough about Darvin Ham's system. Darvin Ham's system is phenomenal. We're seeing ball movement. Guys are buying in on the defensive end. And by the way, we got younger and athletic. Juan Toscano has surprised me too, because I know he was a good defender. I knew he was a good team player. But his playmaking, did y'all see that lob to AD where he threw it over his head and AD caught it between defenders? Perfectly placed pass by my man JTA, man. So Viva Mexico. Yes, sir. The role players are really impressing me, all right? Because this is what we need to see when LeBron misses games, when Russ misses games, when even AD misses games. Who's going to step up? And with this system in place, I think it's really going to highlight everybody's best abilities, right? Everybody's strengths. And I love it so far. Even in the losses, I've seen some good things that we've taken away from those now. But again, eventually, if you work on the bad habits, the crashing the glass, getting down transition. I told you guys, we're getting good shots. Eventually, those are going to start falling. Well, last night they failed, baby. Boy, did they fall. They fail. And that's all you want. You want to get the good looks. We're going to live with the misses, but eventually they're going to fall. And if you got shooters like Matt, they're definitely going to fall. He said, what do you think about Matt's background history? This kid seriously is looking for a job in the NBA. He was fearless to score at the end of the game. I love it, Mario. You love an underdog story. Tasia says, Dan, we need to see the squad play more together before the real season starts. We only have 2 games left. Let's build some team chemistry. And I think we're going to see that, Tasia, definitely. I can see the Lakers finishing out the last couple of games, at least for the most part, right? I guess maybe AD takes the night off the next game, and then he plays the last game because he earned that. Nobody should be questioning AD. If he's healthy, we know he's a monster. And I think a lot of people have short-term memory loss. They start calling them street clothes and disrespecting them and this and that. Well, he reminded you suckers that he's a champion at the end of the day. So if he's healthy, guess what? He's going to be ready. And I'm super hyped for him, for LeBron, even for Westbrook. I can't wait to see what he does in this offense. Believe it or not, as long as he's on this team, I'm rooting for him and I'm rooting for his success. So I look forward to seeing what Darvin Ham has in store for us. At this point, I am definitely a Darvin Ham believer. And I always was from the moment we acquired him, but I think this preseason so far, he's made me even more of a believer that he can bring out the best of even the role players. So I love those kind of coaches, always have. We've been desperately seeking one of those, and I think we found one. And Darv, he said, damn, our bench is going to be crazy this season. I absolutely agree, Jibs. Absolutely agree. My boy Craig says winning players will help this franchise. Yes, Craig, and we got younger. That's the most important part. We got younger, more athletic, and real hoopers who can put the ball in a bucket, right? Real-time hoopers who, like Kendrick, has exceeded my expectations. I don't know about y'all. I always knew he was a hooper, but damn, seeing him for the Lakers is a lot different than seeing him periodically for Miami. Denver Nuggets, baby, what's up, bro? He said, what's up, DTLF? Your Lakers did great against the Warriors. Defense was great. He said, I want to congratulate you on your success. You deserve it, homie. Real basketball fans respect the Lakers organization. Shout out to Denver Nuggets, baby, man. And good luck to y'all this year as well, man. Y'all also have a good team in the Western Conference. Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to Joseph, man. Thanks for the cash app. Bro said, you have to assume Dennis is not going to get PT, right? We don't know. The way Darvin has mentioned it is he doesn't have a set lineup of rotations. He's going to go based on situations. And so far, he's looking good. But I think he's going to utilize all the guards. And I'm kind of starting to see the vision of why Rob and the front office acquired all these guards, because they want, they want the extra ball handlers, the extra production from ball handlers, especially when LeBron and guys like that miss. Those guys can step up and produce for sure. So he said AD's looking like a 7-foot guard out there. I always knew how special he was through all the hate. I always said, put the right system around him, and he will dominate. You and me both, pal. You and me both been defending Anthony Davis for a long time, so I'm glad he's. I am so happy that he's about to prove us right this year. Much needed. My boy said Jordan Poole, future Laker. I'd love that. You seen what he did last night? Listen, I did mention how he's very talented, but he's also a product of the system. But after what he did last night, listen, give him all the money, man. Give him all the money. If he could be our future combo guard, I would love it. But let's see what happens over there, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in Golden State. They're supremely talented. We beat the defending world champs. And yes, they're missing 2 players, Draymond Green and Clay, but we're missing 7. So more than even. It was more than even. And the DTLF, can you detail your impression of our guys live and in person? Yeah, sure, Chris. I thought the Lakers looked extremely athletic in person. They're even bigger than I thought. Like, listen, I was sitting there feeling like a hobbit, and them was some Nephilims out there running up and down. Especially getting close to floor 6. Shout out to Mookie for that. You really see how, and you really get a different appreciation for how athletic and quick these guys are. The way they run gracefully up and down the court seems like they're on skates, man. It's a different gear of athleticism and speed than we see on TV. So very excited to see them in person. I think we have an even better team than we anticipated this offseason. Obviously, the criticism from my part and more Laker fans was too many guards, not enough wings, and all this extra stuff, right? We didn't make the blockbuster trade. But what we're finding out, and I did attest to this, is Darvin Ham was the biggest acquisition this offseason. I've been saying it all summer long, and I still stick firmly by my hot take that was he's going to be the best coach that we have had since Phil Jackson. Since Phil Jackson. Not better than Phil Jackson, not on the level of Phil Jackson, but since Phil Jackson, he's going to be the best coach we've had since, right? And that includes Mike D'Antoni, Frank Vogel, and everybody in between. So I truly feel that way, and he's making me look good with my hot take, man. He's making me look great so far. T says, our bench is deep. I've been telling y'all we're going to shock the league. Yes, you have, T. Yes, you have. And we need more positivity like yours because I'm very excited after preseason so far. And we got the win. People were nervous, like, are we going to go winless again in preseason? No, we're not. No, we're not. We have broken a 9-game losing streak in preseason, which, has no merit. But again, you like to see the good habits and the good things being practiced and being rewarded versus a good team like the Warriors. He said, Lakers won't have back-to-back losing seasons. You can bank on that. Yes, sir, Timothy. And that's what I was telling. That's all I was telling fans. They were like, we got PTSD from last year. I understand that, but everybody was like, oh, the season's over, this, and that. I'm like, stay positive, Laker fans. I said it on the Laker Nation podcast. I've been saying it, and everybody who I've been, a guest appearance on, I've been saying, stay positive. You got to. Because it's a brand new season with a new identity, new coach, new system, new players, younger players. And we addressed a lot of the needs we had last season. Now, granted, we still have some holes on the roster. I got it. I get you. I understand your concern. Hopefully they address those. But very happy with the bench, happy with the starting unit so far, happy with the coaching, and we still haven't seen the whole team yet. So Take that, haters. Take that, pessimist. Take that. I'm excited this morning. I felt good. I woke up feeling like a champ. Lonnie Skywalker. Y'all like my nickname. It's sticking, huh? When I drop a nickname, it usually sticks. So yeah, I call him Lonnie Skywalker because he's supremely athletic. He could jump out the building, and we're going to see a couple of poster dunks this season. Not all from Lonnie, obviously, but he might catch a body or two this year. We got plenty of athletes, man. Super hyped for the season. He said Vogel was the biggest trash Lakers have ever seen. Now, I won't go that far because he is a championship coach, right? You got to give him his slice of the pie there. But he was not meant for this team. He was not meant to coach these superstars. He didn't have the spine to rein the team in when they needed to. Darvin Ham does, and you can tell these guys are falling in line like a bunch of troops, man. Listen, these guys understand that we have a good head coach. They're playing for a good organization. They want to be here, and they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. That's a 4-piece deadly combination right there. So we got to continue to build on this. And we got to continue to play for each other because the plays I showed you guys earlier in the video show you exactly how we're playing team ball. The ball movement, all that good stuff. We need that Lakers. We need the Lakers to keep playing this team brand of basketball, right? Where everybody's selfless, next man up. Whoever's having a hot hand, we're feeding them. Shout out to Matt Ryan. Shout out to AD. And so on and so forth. So that's what was really missing last year besides the lack of athleticism, lack of youth, and all of that extra stuff. Pyro, I like that name, by the way. That's a cool ass name. He said, I think we're going to be better than we all think this year, bro. VA to LA. One love to the whole Laker Nation. We in this together. Yes, sir. Shout out to VA, bro. I agree. And I said this during the summer. Even though I was disappointed we didn't land Kyrie, we didn't make the blockbuster move and all of that, I said I still think we're going to be better. To be determined how much better, right? I wanted to reserve my judgment, but I'm starting to feel a lot better every game that I see that they're buying into the system. We really only got blown out by the Kings, but that was because the young guys got caught off guard. We were winning at the half. People forget that, right, in preseason. So we have adjusted nicely ever since. And even though we've been missing key pieces, we've been competing, right? So last night was just a validation. It was a stamp of approval from DTLF that, hey, this roster is going to be good under Darvin Ham. And yes, I think we're going to be a lot better than we were last season. Again, how much better? To be determined. It's only preseason. Let's rein it back a little bit. But you can't stop me from being excited, man. I'm like a kid in a candy store this morning. Very excited. T says, Darvin is doing the damn thing, man. I love it. And love the fact that he was yelling at Bron to get back on defense the other day. Yes, a coach, facts over feelings. Somebody put that on a T-shirt. I'm sure they already have. This is something that this team needs to do. We need to hold everybody accountable equally. And what's going to happen? If that happens, then we will be very competitive and an extremely tough team to beat in any 7-game series, assuming we get there. So, yes, I 110% agree. I love the fact that Darvin was yelling at LeBron. He'll yell at Russell Westbrook, anybody. Dan, we will trade a PG this year too much, and I think we need another center. Well, one thing that I can tell you after watching the first 4 preseason games is that we do have a lot of guards, but so far it has worked out because Darvin has utilized them properly. However, I do still think that we can afford to get rid of like Russell Westbrook, for example, even though he's looked great in the first 2 games. And again, we're still behind him as long as he's a Laker. But I think the rise of Kendrick Nunn, his ball handling abilities, the same thing Dennis has done. I'm sorry, not Dennis. The same thing Lonnie Walker has done as well. And now we're getting Dennis back really makes him even more expendable, right? In my opinion. But overall, listen, whoever's on the team, we're rooting for him. And I'm extremely excited for this year. Very excited. Listen, if I would have been here at home last night, I would have did the post-game recap, and y'all would have seen my excitement because I was driving and watching the game, heading over to the studios over at Profanity Nation. And, I was multitasking, guys. And I had to rewatch the game again, the second half, because I was watching and driving and listening. So I had to rewatch the second half to give you guys this breakdown. But, man, I was excited. I was fist pumping on the freeway, man. I was fist pumping like a mofo in the freeway, super hype, man. When I would hear all the great things Matt Ryan was doing, how they were finding the hot hand, and the way they were playing for each other, man, getting back on defense. So, my heart was, fluttering. Super excited for the year. That's all I can say. That is all I can say. He says, "Sup, Laker legend Dan the fan." What's up, Marv? Too kind, sir. You too kind, man. Both teams was playing hard, and that's what you want. You want the best from your opponent, and that'll bring out the best of a good team. So you want to be tested so we can know what we have on this roster for sure, right? you want to be tested. But overall, like I said, great game for us last night. Listen, the Lakers are doing things we weren't doing last year. We shot 50% from the field. We outshot the Warriors. All right. Hopefully that happens in the first game of the regular season. You know the Warriors are going to come back stronger now because we won't sneak up on them. They know we're legit now. So they're going to come back harder. We have to play even better than we did last night to beat them opening night. All right. 3-pointers, we outshot them 16 for 39 compared to their 13 for 39. So we shot 43%. Not bad for a team they say has no 3-point shooting, right? And again, defense is going to lead us to that. Free throws, 17 for 18, 94%. Yes. Last season, we struggled from the free throw line. This year, we got Kendrick Nunn type players who can knock down their free throws and get to the line. Love it. Love it. So we even outshot the Warriors in the free throw line. And yes, it's preseason, so I'm going to temper it down a little bit. But still, we need to work on the rebounding, all right, because we got out rebounded 38 to their 45, and they got 11 offensive rebounds. So we really got to clean the glass as a unit, right? Assist, we out assisted them 24 to the 22. So shout out to the Lakers, man. They continue to play good team basketball, even with LeBron missing. You know, the best passer we have on the team missing, we still had 2 more assists than the Warriors. 5 blocks to their 3. So yes, rim protection is going to be a theme this year. We had it. And my main concern for this team this year that we still got to work on it. It is preseason, but we got to start bringing those down a little bit, is turnovers. We had 17 turnovers. Again, my goal is 14 or less. All right, 14 or less, and I'm excited. You know, we got to take care of that basketball, but I understand we got star players. It's going to happen. Turnovers are going to happen because they sometimes try things that regular players don't, right? Greg, he said, what's up, Dan? He said, do you see how teams are playing their starters to make sure they don't lose to us in preseason? Bruh, Laker haters for real. Well, we're not worried about what they're doing, Greg. I feel you, but, you know, everybody's coached differently. So maybe they take it a little bit more serious, or, you know, they're a bit younger so they can afford to have their starters out there for longer. But you're right, and that's even more impressive with the way the Lakers have been playing. You know, to counter that has been highly impressive. So I wouldn't want it any other way. Play your best versus, you know, our third stringers or second stringers, and we still got the win. So T says, if Matt keeps playing well, I say sign him for sure. And he might already have one foot in the door after the last performance, because that performance, if he can give us that at least 15 to 20 games this season, that's a major dub right there. Right? Obviously, he's not a star player. He's not going to do it every game. But if he can give that to us 10 to 15 games to 20 max, then, yeah, definitely worth the signing. And he's only on a veteran minimum contract, so for sure. And we have an open roster spot, so for sure. And he might not even get a guaranteed deal. So that means if he starts stinking it up with the shooting, they can always cut him, right? He said, yesterday's game left me really optimistic. The bench team competed for the most part with their starters and the main rotation players. I told you guys, Dave, there was something different about this team that I like. And last night we saw that come to fruition. But listen, none of the shots we've really taken all preseason long, even though with the losses, have been bad shots. We are running the system to perfection. We're dribble, drive, kick, penetration, and we just weren't knocking down our shots. But if we can start knocking them down, then even teams like the Warriors are going to have trouble guarding us. And then we also have to play through our strengths, right? Which is attacking the rim, getting down in transition, depending on our defense to get us easy buckets heading the other way. So we can do that. Yes, it's going to be a very good season for us Laker fans, especially compared to last year. He said, how many steals did we have, Dan? Steals, let's see. Steals, we had 6 steals. So 6 steals, that's pretty good, you know. But again, the turnovers is my only concern. We had 44 points in the paint. So that's really good. That is really good right there. 44 out of the 124, that's really good. But it also shows how our perimeter play has gotten better with the additions of Kendrick Nunn, Lonnie Walker, etc., right? Because we got 80-plus points from the perimeter, and we did it very efficiently. He said, did you know Matt Ryan worked at DoorDash and the morgue just a year ago? Yeah, I had heard this story even last year when he played for the G League Knicks. So yeah, I'm a fan of underdog stories, and I love what he's been able to accomplish. I'm really rooting for him to get a roster spot now, especially after last night. But yeah, that is such an inspirational story, because I myself have worked for DoorDash, and at times when I need side pocket money, I still go and I do it, right? I do Uber Eats and stuff. So hard work, man. Hard work does pay off sooner or later. So I'm very happy for him. I hope he does get the spot, though. Hey, listen, there's always room for a shooter in this league. Always. Who doesn't need one, right? Who can't use one? He said, bro, Nunn, Walker, and Schroeder is an elite scoring off the bench. Yes. And especially with this 4-out, 1-in system. I think the players knew what we were running. That's why they wanted to join. Schroeder is also very familiar with the system because he's played under Darvin Ham before for the Atlanta Hawks, right? I believe Darvin was an assistant then too. So, yeah, I do expect Schroeder to have a good season. And the way he looked overseas, my goodness. And again, I'm starting to see the vision of why we're stacking up on these guards, because Darvin Ham did say he wanted to ease up the workload for AD and LeBron during the course of the season so that they can get fresh to the playoffs. And if we got these guards that can come in and have big games and pick up some of the, some of the load and some of the slack that is left from LeBron not being there on some occasions, then I see the vision. I see why they got all these guards. They want to rely on their defense, get out in transition, get buckets. He said, who's starting at point guard? Not Russ. I'm not sure, Jason Black. I'm not sure. But it does look like, I will add to what Sports Savant said. It looks like Nunn is going to be the sixth man off the bench, because that type of production off the bench is priceless. It's something that he can pick up the slack whenever our starters sit down, and he can continue to add to the lead instead of losing the lead and having to bring back LeBron and AD sooner, hence, keeping them fresh. He says, Shooter can't wait to see what he can bring to the lineup. I know. Hey, listen, we're most likely going to see him starting Wednesday. I thought he was going to play Sunday, but it turns out he still wasn't with the team, right? He got in late or whatever. So I think he's going to practice today with the team. He joined us today. If they don't practice, I'm not sure. And then on Wednesday, I'm pretty damn sure he's going to play. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can bring, because I've always liked Dennis Schroeder off the bench, not as a starter. And most likely he's not going to start on this team. So I think what he brings off the bench is going to be a lot better than what he brought the first time around for the Lakers as a starter, right? He never was a starting caliber player to me, personally. He's a good defender, streaky scorer, but starting caliber, no. Nunn looks like a demon. That's messed up, bro. How you gonna say that about K? How you gonna say that about K Nunn, man? He plays like a demon too. Bro's out here killing, man, taking names. Did you see Dennis Schroeder's YouTube channel with the first reaction going back to the practice facility yesterday? I did not. I was extremely busy yesterday. Again, if y'all didn't catch it, man, I was on Profanity Nation podcast. Go check it out. It's on my community section of the channel. I posted the video, so definitely go check it out, man. Very gracious host. I had a blast talking hoops with some real hoop heads, man. So you love to see it. He said, yeah, Nunn should be on the bench since we need that microwave scorer, but Malik had that role, and then he became a starter, so it might happen like that for Nunn as well. I agree, Dave. I think there's going to be games when you need that production right to start the game, and there's going to be games where I think you bring him off the bench, but I still see him more as a six-man to me personally. He said, ball moved a lot better without Russ. Oh, you're the first one to bring that point in, and I said this at the beginning of the video. I think watching these guys and the way they're moving the rock and watching all these guards be effective, it makes Russ even more expendable. However, they might hold on to his contract till the end. I don't know as of right now. Again, a lot's going to depend on the first 10 to 15 games of the regular season. If we get out to a hot start and we win like 6 of those 10 or 7 of those 10, then Russ might, make it all the way to the end of the season, right? He might play out his contract. But if they get out to a slow start, then maybe you see that trade, and maybe the Lakers are encouraged by the way that we have looked that they still make that trade regardless, because they feel like that'll put us over the top. I mean, the way this system is working for us, the way these players are playing, can you imagine if you add other key pieces? My goodness, man. Lakers Gang 44, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. He said, bro, saw you on Laker Nation the other day. Great work, Dan. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. He said, hey, Dan, you inspired me to do my own Lakers-based YouTube channel. Been here since day one. Hey, listen, do it. Do the YouTube channel, man. Do the YouTube channel and send us the link because we want to see it. Definitely. Don't procrastinate. The thing about me is people had told me a long time ago to do a YouTube channel because I was so passionate about it. And, because of time constraints and stuff like that, I didn't do it. It wasn't until I broke my hand that I was like, you know what? I don't like wasting time personally as a human, as an individual, right? So it wasn't until I broke my hand that I started really doing the YouTube channel. So sometimes it's in our human nature to put it off because we think it's not as important as we initially thought. But it has opened up so many different things for me, man. And I'm truly blessed to have your guys' support and all the love I've received over the years, man. As I wouldn't trade it for anything. So it's been such a blessing. And I say, do it now. Do it now. Matt Ryan's last spot max to the G League. That could happen, or they could end up giving Scottie Pippen, two-way spot over to Matt Ryan, since we already have a lot of guards. But who knows? Who knows? I'm not here to make any crazy predictions. I'm just here to watch, and let's see what happens moving forward. He said, "Who do you think should start, Dan?" I still stick by my initial starting lineup. I like the players I've mentioned: Patrick Beverley, point guard, shooting guard, Austin Reeves, because he has great chemistry with LeBron and the starting lineup, and he does the little things that don't always show up on paper. Small forward LeBron, power forward AD. Still, to me, AD I prefer him at the power forward, even though he looked phenomenal last night at center, and I think he can get away with that some nights. And at center, Thomas Bryant. I don't know about y'all, but he's been meeting my expectations. I knew Thomas Bryant would be that energy guy. Now, I don't mind if he comes off the bench and gives us that spark, but I also wouldn't mind to see him at the starting lineup. Very, very skilled, man. Very, very skilled. Chris, yes, sir. Proud I could be of service, my boy. He said, I remember day one, trust the process. Yes, sir. Absolutely. The roster is a lot better than last season. Yes. Yes. And it starts with the coach. Let's not forget to give our man Darvin Ham credit, because he has gotten these guys to buy in, and they're out here diving for loose balls and stuff in preseason. So that only bodes well for regular season and potentially playoffs. He said, your next step is to be on Lakers pregame show on TV. That's the goal, man. Either that or a radio station, man. Whoever reaches out to me first. Yes, sir. That's the goal. But hey, God willing, anything's possible. He said, Harrison with the big steal at the end. Shaquille Harrison was impressive as well, man. I like the way he got after it. He got a steal finishing in transition with the dunk. He was the defensive player of the year in the G League, so I did like him. Maybe our defenders could pick him up, and we can go from there. He said, isn't it crazy to think LeBron is going to play phenomenal considering how old he is? It is crazy to think. And we talked about this yesterday in the podcast I was a guest on Profanity Nation. Bro was talking about how, LeBron James doesn't play hard all the time. But I was letting him know, hey, listen, LeBron James is a generational talent. We should appreciate him while he's here because, his longevity is second to none. And, he picks and chooses when to take off. Usually in the second part of the season is when he takes off. But it's still phenomenal that he's doing it at his age, man. It's phenomenal. Appreciate you, Greg. Hey, man, thank you, Greg. You the best, bro. Appreciate you. He said, Laker Nation about to hire you, bro. Top-notch streamer. Thanks, Rich. Hey, man. Hey, whatever God has in store for me in the plans, in the works, I accept. I'm excited, man. But still, this channel is my staple, man. This is always going to be up no matter what. You guys are my priority. That's why even though I missed the recap last night, I do it tonight because I owe you that, man. I owe you guys to share my excitement and for you guys to share yours with me. That's what this channel is for, man. It's the people's channel. The DTLF, none can be better than Bradley in 20. Oh, yeah, for sure. He said Pat Bev is a better defensive than Danny Green. Debatable, but we'll see. He said this team will at least be a 6 seed. That's my goal for us, man. Let's avoid the play-in tournament. Anywhere between 1 and 6, I'll be ecstatic with us. I think it's an overachievement based on the way we constructed the roster and, how hampered we were basically with the Russell Westbrook contract. We couldn't make a lot of trades, right? We didn't have a lot of cap space. A lot of teams wanted to rob us. But I think Rob Pelinka's decision to sit on those draft picks for now has been a great one because you're seeing that we're already starting to buy in and let's see what this team could be moving forward before we do anything crazy. Lil Dex says, Austin benefit with the starters. He cannot be benched. I'm sorry. We got to let him play his best, which is a starter, Dan. I agree, Lil Dex. I agree, man. We always agree. But you know what? It's one of those things, man, that I just feel like whatever coach does, I trust coach enough. I trust coach enough to every decision he has made so far, I'm on board. And I always give him like a year and a half before I really start getting critical. But so far, he's exceeded my expectations. No, he's living up to him. I had high expectations for Darvin. So he's living up to him so far. Love everything he's done. He said, it's just one click, y'all. Oh, yeah. Hit the like button for sure, guys. It helps the channel grow. We grow as a family. We get more good comments in the comment section from new fans that join us as well as the day ones that I love so much. So let's keep growing this fan base, man. He said, Matt Ryan reminds me of Ryan Anderson. He said, just a shooter, no defense. But you know what, the inspiration, we can use that sometimes. You know what I mean? Our defense this year is going to be more of a collective effort. So if somebody is a weakness, the weak side has to, help over, and we got to communicate, and the helper has to help the helper, and so on and so forth, right? So we can get away with having guys like Matt Ryan, especially down the stretch of games that we need floor spacing. His floor spacing would be great next to LeBron and AD in fourth quarters if we ever need that. So I can see him getting thrown in for a couple minutes here and there if he does make the roster. But like my man Timothy said, man, we got to stay healthy. That's the key right there. Lakers have to stay healthy this year. We're going to be a very tough team to beat in 7 if we make it all the way healthy and in a good seeding in the Western Conference, right? He said, love how Lonnie Walker did last night. Looked phenomenal. Lonnie Walker continues to impress me. He is that. I was excited when we signed him because I didn't think he was available. And I love it when we get players like that. Same thing with Kendrick Nunn. When the Heat let him go, I was shocked. I was like, really? All because of Kyle Lowry. And Kyle Lowry, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he's over the hill now, in my opinion. Right? In my opinion, he's over the hill. Toronto got his best years. I'm glad we still didn't trade for him, give him that big-ass contract. But the fact that they let Kendrick Nunn go, I was shocked and pleasantly surprised and very disappointed when he didn't play last year because we could have really used him last year. But I'm happy he opted in and we have him now because he's going to be a huge part of this team. And I can't wait, Laker Nation. Any final questions before I get off? And really quick before I go, I also want to give a major shout out to my first ever sponsor, Prize Picks. All right. Y'all know I've had him for a couple months now, man. And I appreciate them for sponsoring this channel. And I appreciate you guys. That's why I give you guys a promo code DTLF if you guys want to try it. 100% deposit match guarantee up to $100. On your first deposit. So definitely shout out to them, man. We got another sponsorship on the way that I'm not going to announce yet, but big things coming up, guys. Big things coming up. He said, Dan, know all his day ones, we the ones. That's right, man. I know you guys by name, Jason Black. All of you guys, man. Shout out to all my day ones and all my new subs as well. We a big family, man. He said, hey, Dan, if the Lakers win a championship this season or next, do you think LeBron is deserving of getting a statue in front of Crypto Arena? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yes. If we win another championship, we're talking about LeBron James reigning in another era. Let's give this man his respect, all right? If we win another championship, he's going to hang from the rafters. I promise you that. He might already hang from the rafters. We had missed the playoffs for 10 straight years. Shout out to Jim Dummy. That's why we missed the playoffs 10 years. But LeBron wins another championship or two. Yes, you got to give him a statue, man, because he helped bring this franchise back to where it deserves to be, on top. All right. So yes, great question, by the way. I like it. Throw them fastballs at me because I'll smack them out of here, man. Home runs. He said, hold on, Dan, don't end it yet, bro. What you got to say, bro? Say it now or forever hold your peace. No, I'm just playing. Just say it, bro. The Dodgers all the way. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Hey, we're going to smack them Padres starting tomorrow, man. I look forward to that. So Dodger Nation in the house, man, in the building. How y'all doing today? Camille says, not all 15 players on the roster have to be knockdown defenders. Ryan is a much-needed catch-and-shoot guy. Absolutely. She knows ball. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Go Mariners? Oh, we got a Laker fan in here that likes the Mariners. Interesting. Kobe needs a statue. Oh, for sure. Kobe statue before any other statue. That's for sure. And it better be the biggest statue in Staples Center, too. I want to see it. When I walk in front of Crypto, I want to see Kobe there and Gigi next to him. That'll be dope. Either that or the Kobe fadeaway. Like, what do you guys think would be the coolest Kobe pose? Like, the Kobe Gigi one would be near and dear to our hearts, right? Because they're heroes. All right. But if we put a second statue, I would like to see the Kobe fadeaway because I think Kobe's fadeaway is one of the most graceful, beautiful shots we've ever seen in the league. One of the most unstoppable shots because the way he faded, I didn't even understand. This man was so athletic. He always landed on his feet. I don't know how he did it. It looked like he was laying down in the air. Probably one of the most beautiful jump shots you'll ever see. So, yeah. Dunking would be sick, too, like the one he did over Steve Nash when he was in the Superman pose. That would be sick for sure. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me, man. Always a pleasure to do recap pregame. So keep it locked, man. The next game, Wednesday, there will be no interruptions. I'm doing pregame on time and postgame right after the game. So keep it locked right here. Don't forget to like if you already have it because we got 533. I want to see 533 likes up in here, man. Appreciate y'all. And also, Subscribe if you already have it, and hit that post noti bell because I got you guys. All things Lakers. As soon as it breaks, as soon as it happens, you know where to find me. All right, guys. Much love, Laker Nation. See you guys on the next one. Peace.